filling space, walking around until my body aches. Just waiting for you to get home, so I can call you, so I can see you, so I can hold you, so I can call you, so I can see 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 you. Wasting time filling space, walking around until my body aches. Just waiting for you to get home, so I can call you, so I can see you, so I can hold you, so I can call you, so I can see 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 you.
All right, what's up, guys? Early start today. Welcome, welcome. For my early risers over here, we got a little action going on over here. All right, so welcome everyone. We got a couple minutes before we have our little action this morning. Here we go. Got PPI here in less than 2 minutes. I am in so check this out. We saw a little shakeout setup starting to happen here. So a little liquidity capture. You see NQ fly all the way up to here and then starts to drop in between a 618 and 786 pullback over here. A good place for a short. YM, very similar. Retraced a bit more aggressively though. So right now it's a little bit above a 618. NQ in between 50 and 618. So I'm in shorts at the moment. I took shorts here and I'm ready to roll. So pretty straightforward. Yeah, this is it. So I have a position right here times, the rest of the accounts. So we'll see where we go from here. But yeah, that London high swept a lot of liquidity. Not quite to Tokyo highs, but we definitely got a good move. And then if you look at Dow here, the difference with Dow is that Dow actually took out the Asian highs as well. It was squeezing a lot more over here. So it took out Tokyo highs and played into New York session price action. So that's why I did kind of favor, like I was looking at Dow possibly to have a little bit more of a, like since it swept more liquidity, it could drop more. But the pullback was better in the moment with NQ. At this point, now they look pretty similar. So it could kind of go either way. I feel like at this point it can kind of go either way, but I'm already committed to NQ if with this open we get, I don't know, different pieces of information, maybe we make adjustments. But all right, 886 pullback over here, starting to lose some momentum. All right, this is looking pretty much the same. All right, let's see. See if it loses steam from here. We got a good chunk of liquidity over here as well, so I think we can work our way down and maybe trade into London session lows. We got a lot of sideways movement over here as well, and then this pump that we saw, some random pump over here. So I do think first target, if you want to be intraday, would be just shooting to clear out these lows over here. So right now, sitting in a little bit of drawdown, almost at entry. The original idea that I had was that it would play out of this order block. So this is kind of where I'm in. Over here. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, so let me say what up to y'all. Let's see what's up. Got Joe in here. Noah, what's up? Ruben, Corey, Brandon. Portugal's in here. Machin, Mateo, Seth, Edwin, Harshi, Friso, Puccini here. Vaughn. All right, awesome. So yeah, we got the gang. Got the gang all in here. So at the moment, Dow pulling back the deepest, 786 pullback still, while NQ at a 50%. So this is looking good, as you can see here. I'm still in a little bit of drawdown, unfortunately. So maybe here soon we start to have this go in my direction. You guys should have a better entry than I do. What's up, Rafa? What's happening, man? All right, so we're sitting in some profit now. And then, like I mentioned, if you did get a really nice entry, like let's say you took one of the entries around here where price is sitting at, or after PPI opened and it pushed even higher, then I think you can get pretty easy 2R targets going over here. Morning. All right. Now, with PPI going down, New York Open, we have in a little under an hour. So, usually I feel like we don't take out London lows or highs until after New York Open. So I wouldn't be completely shocked if this takes a little bit to kind of, keep on trucking. I'm in a trade. I don't know about y'all. Yeah, I'm holding this bad boy here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Huh? YouTube. Damn, man, this hits every time. Every time. All right, cool. Who's in? Anyone take this with me? I'm sure some of you are already looking at setups. Sats with me. Okay, Edwin's chilling. All right. What did you, when looking at this idea, what didn't you guys like about the sell? Or was there not enough time to get in there? I'm in, but less R. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I got in over here. I got a way lower entry. Definitely not as nice. So we want to see this thing melt. Just bleed away, my friend. Bleed away. And so typically when I'm looking at a setup like this, I mean, we have a huge, like a lot of money pumps in here, and then we see it work its way down. This rebalances, so we don't see a break of structure. But when we do rebalance the market, then it moves sideways, it tightens up, and then now it makes, this is luring in retail buyers, the break and a retest. So here's a whole bunch of buyers in the market. Once this is pulling away and away and away, all these buyers are, doubling down. We're seeing, that's the psychology, is that they're chasing the buy. Once max buyers are enticed, then this thing rips to the downside. So at this point, either tighten your stops or, tighten your stops or manage however you would want to. But, I'm going to tighten up here. And then going to cross-reference this with Dow. See, like, did Dow happen to go stronger? No, not really. Okay. So, this is staying pretty solid over here. And then I definitely want to see this break below this level. Clearing London lows is the ideal target over here. All right, great. And then as we zoom out, so let's zoom out a little more. Overall, the way I'm seeing this idea is actually a much bigger. So we're looking at something like this here. So I'm looking at this setup, and I'm looking at it from a 15-minute distribution standpoint. We had a lot of squeezing yesterday, and the market cleared the highs, moved sideways. Today we have more motion to the downside. So I think at least we can play back into this previous low. So we saw from here all the way to here. So we're within this structure. Clearly NQ has more imbalance, and it can go tackle this on. Like, I'm totally aware of that. So, if you're not going to double down and commit to this giving us a higher time frame pullback, let's say, because it can go both ways. I totally get it. It's either going to keep pushing imbalance and then drop later, or we see the pullback first and then rally up to here afterwards. If we take a look at S&P had pretty good structure, respecting these previous levels of support before it pushed here. And same thing here, take out the highs, now starting to push to the downside. Dow Jones, similar idea. Filled this imbalance. We kind of have equal highs over here with Dow though. So we definitely, there is an incentive for price to go up more. Question is, does it do it now or later? The thing is, because of how the market swept liquidity with not just Dow Jones, but all the indices across the board, there is now a proper cause to affect the market. There's an impact. There's money involved to push this further down. So when we look at this with NASDAQ, for example, yesterday, Dow had this nice drop here at like 8:45, so 15 minutes after New York open. NQ had that similar vibe, like right around here. So the NQ just working its way down to here. This also does bring us down to like a 6.5R. But this is juicy. So right now, we're currently riding the short. Stops have been tightened up. See if New York Open wants to give us a bit more momentum to the downside. Right now, we're about 30 points, 35 points in profit. I think the market can give us another 200? Another 200 plus. If we get it right, and this is the distribution, so especially because it just is squeezing so much, briefly worked our way down, to come back. I feel like we have there's just a lot of money that can just dump into this, especially with New York Open. So New York Open here in 50 minutes. I think we got a good shot. All right, let me go back into the chat. I know I was going to look at some of the comments you guys were leaving. Indicator for the session highs and lows. Oh, yeah, so Seth put me onto this one. It's called Farah Trading Sessions High and Low. Right there. And then Farah Trading Sessions High/Low. And then just click the settings. Make sure you have whatever colors or visibility. So I don't remember how it shows up originally. But yeah, it's there now. And then inputs and status line. So you can extend the lines too if you want a little bit more. If you want them to look a little longer, you can do that too. Not that you really have to, but, personal choice. And then, as always, you can change what time frames you want to see these things on. All right. Ukraine signs peace deal. Official? That's what's up. That's what we want in this world. We want more peace. All right, beautiful. How's it looking, guys? Who's in this with me? We up. What's the RR? We're up. If you want to share, your profits, feel free. Obviously, we know we focus on risk reward, the discipline of it. Right now, I'm running about, let's see. I communicate. I'm pretty transparent about my Tradetopia accounts. Just for the sake of this being the first partnership with Tradetopia, and I want just the overall experience for people to understand with them. So right now I'm up about 2,500. Let's see, maybe I can share this with you guys or something. It's on my other screen though, but I'll have to figure out how to do that. Have it in the corner, But yeah, up about, a little over 1 hour right now. About 50 points. The stop was about 45. A little more than usual, honestly. But I was playing off that order block. And since we'd been squeezing so much, I did think we can have a shot at taking this pretty far down. So here you can see it open on one account. Okay. So now worst case scenario, if this thing turns around, so here, going into the smaller time frames, if this were to turn around, my entry here, I think I was actually not that great of an entry. I was playing out of this order block here. So now instead of having 45 points, my stop is down to here. So I cut it by like a third. Yeah. If I go to the 15 second, let's see, maybe I can tighten this a little more even. Yeah, I could probably bring it down to 953. All right, cool. All right, perfect. So we'll let this thing keep going. Sweeping liquidity here. Can we get that before New York Open? That'd be tight. Would not be mad about it. Okay. Here's the one I'm interested in too. Where do we stand compared to Dow? Is Dow breaking these lows yet? No, it's not. Wow. Okay. Sick. That's good. So we did choose the right asset. Perfect. The further this has to go down, more than likely the further that NQ pushes lower. So, okay, cool. We love seeing that. My thoughts are that we break London lows to push towards this. However, the most probable setup is that once it cracks the low, we just take profit. Sometimes you'll see it go like this, where you'll see the market, for example, clear the lows here. I think I might make this a little bit thicker, this line. But yeah, sometimes you see it like clear the lows, and then immediately bounce, and it's just a heavy bounce. And I don't know if you want to give up that much. So sometimes it can go like this. And then on this, you have to deal with the whole pullback and all that jazz. So sometimes, it's a little bit more annoying. But at this point, I think breaking past London lows, that's more than enough. Well over a 3R here. So we'll have a good point of view. I'm at half risk now with this. And then if you look at how PPI opened, I mean, you could even argue that you had that push up higher. So money comes in, clears the highs, then everything drops. So you see it with Dow. You see it with really all of the indices. That push here is the open of the news event, and then it goes down. So maybe the market wants to come back to that later. I'd say first we probably see a flush of liquidity to the downside. So if you want to have, I guess maybe the best case to just stay in the game, keep your stops up here. If you sniped it, obviously make your choice. You want to have a system around this, so make sure that that's nice and set in stone. Run, baby, run. I'm in it, up 1R. All right, cool. Up 2R. Nice, Corey. Bit less cleaner RR than you, but looking solid. Okay. We'll only be targeting London low because that is a 2.5R. I love it. Are you considering a re-entry in the news candle? Possibly. Let's see what this gives us. Let's see what this turns into. If we can create bear structure for much longer, then yeah, I mean, it's possible. Best case, like my favorite scenario would be that this continues bearish. We clear London lows, we take profit, and then maybe we get another entry later. That's best case scenario right now. Dios, gracias por Mike y estar en Tradetopia activo. Thanks, man. I'm not tightening my stop loss for the shakeout for NQ because NQ is trading below lows. S&P, no, I was at tons. All right, you lost me on that last comment, man. I'm not really sure. That last sentence. That's okay. All right. So breaking below so far, I feel like not reducing stop kind of, you're swinging back a ton of points. So I'd rather really not be at risk like that. I'm good for now. All right. So while we got that going on, let's take a look at a couple other things. Man, yesterday I wanted a decent buy here with Swiss franc. We got the mitigation, and in reality, it only went this far. So I wouldn't have even hit take profit anyways. But yeah, yesterday, the market missed me by just a hair. Just a hair. Here, look at that. Come on. That's crazy. But anyways, reversed, mitigated, money came in, and then the market kept pushing lower. And we talked about this, right? We talked about how the market was more bearish. So I didn't want to take this too far to the upside. Kind of wanted to trade this a little bit higher into the zone. Didn't give it to us anyways, so would have ended up being break even. Not the biggest thing in the world here. From there, we got Australian. We've talked about this a few times, so we can actually bring this back up here. Now that we're getting significantly closer, we can also consider, are there other trades that maybe we should be, other pairs that might have better setups, or is this the best idea for shorts today? So yeah, they saw the sweep of the highs, clearing out liquidity, massive drop. The market makes, lower lows for a bit here, and then it's been just squeezing steady. So right now is also PPI had it sweep liquidity. Can it go higher is the question. Can this keep pushing higher? So shorts on Australian, but let's take a look at everything else. NZD this one already took out the high and played out of here. So NZD already mitigated. CAD futures, we're not even doing anything here. Euro also did mitigate this and is pushing nicely. So let's compare Australian, which wanted to trade out of Thursday, so last Thursday's New York session. And then the Euro pumped up already beyond that. So Euro here looks like maybe it's going to look for a reversal up in this range. So check this out. This played out of this area actually really well. It held up in here. And so, yeah, we might see Euro kind of get up into this zone. Since Euro is pushing bullish a little bit stronger than the rest of them, I'm not looking to actually sell up here, but it's a reversal zone, so I could see it. It might align with Australian at the exact same moment. Pound pushing bullish really well. So, okay. I mean, yeah, I like this. I've stayed out of gold. I wanted to, I had this marked up for sells. But as always, we look at gold, we look at silver. Gold is pushing bullish beyond, faster than silver. So I wasn't going to sell gold if silver is lagging behind. Silver is getting to this area where it broke the high, pushed even lower. So silver might be clearing out liquidity today and looking for a short there. Seems like a similar setup to what Australian has. So even if it's metals and majors, they're both kind of trading against the dollar. So I would prefer sells with AUD here. So I'm going to actually mark this up. I'm going to share this here in our chat over here. So today's setups, November 25, 2025. And then we have AUD, so 6A. Odd. Here it is. Be ready. And then right now we have NQ, which is this one's active. Profit. And this one we have going here right now. I like what we're seeing with NQ. Look at how this right here pumped up to fill this imbalance, immediately came crashing back down. We like this. Clean. This is looking like less demand up here. Less and less demand. Hey, come back down. Okay. That leaves us with majors. We looked at metals. I think metals are a little too bullish right now, especially compared to Australian dollar. So I'm going to stay put. I'm going to stay out of metals too. Then, is there a buy setup or anything here? Not so much. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm chilling here. I originally, I wanted to buy with silver or gold. Didn't get it, and then it just ran without me. The audacity is crazy, man. This one right here. And then we had another push down here. So maybe some of you caught something in here. I know I'm not really a small time frame trader with this, but I saw, our boy Kevin Block yesterday. He took this one here. He was locked in. There's a nice little sweep down. So he took it in here. I believe it was this trade. And then just let that thing rip. So nice trade. That thing is not stopped whatsoever. Only thing I can really look at from here would be, for example, we just saw prior to PPI, big spike down, and then this thing rallied. So if, like, for example, gold or silver just keep pushing bullish, we have higher highs and just good structure overall. Like, let's say we just keep trading up here. Then, maybe we look for a buy position later on or something. For now, not in a rush with this. I want to see more demand. I want to see more price action. But it's looking good. Yeah, you see a lot of those metals and a big spike. Natural gas during Asian session had a good spike up. Didn't really clear a ton of liquidity. So not my favorite trade or anything like that. And then you guys have asked me about oil. All right, so let's take a look at oil. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So we had the sweep of the high, then the drop, bear structure. So this sell looks good. However, do we have a shakeout right now? We saw the market clear Monday and Friday's liquidity, push down to here before the rally. So this is not bad at all. So here is what we're seeing, right? A nice sweep of liquidity. The market then, at this point, let me just go to the 1 minute. We push down, take out, sellers, retail buyers, lures and sellers. The market comes up, briefly trades up here, comes back down. So sideways movement, starts to trade higher. We're trading upwards over here for 30 minutes. Market then starts to drop again. You see the market get back to the pullback. It's respecting where we've seen previous levels of resistance over here. So then at this point, break, retest. This comes right back down. I could see this play out. I don't know if I'm committed to a full R risk on this idea, but we definitely clear liquidity, play into an order block over here. Here you had October 21st, a nice spike down before the reversal. So we see the market basically get down to here. Is this enough is the question. Now we're getting back to, there's a lot of support down here, and then there's another batch of support and right over here. So there's kind of like two key zones. You have the last point of supply right there, like this zone, and then you have this zone right here. And then if you wanted to get even more, obviously small time frames, do you want to place your stops higher, or you just leave it open to right here? So if you're going to take a trade like this, I'd say best case scenario, I would have preferred maybe that this traded sideways up here a little longer. So I'm going to actually look at this from a half risk perspective. So for example, let's take a look at this here. So if we wanted to do a buy limit, let's say where we're at right now, and then our stop loss is down here where this last wick is. I'll put my stop there. TP looks like at least fill some of this imbalance. And then, let's say, I only want to risk 300 on this one. So what does that look like here? About 9 contracts. All right, let's do it. Wait, where's my stop? I don't know why it's not here anymore, but let's see. All right. So I'm going to pull this up over here. All right, cool. You guys see that? Perfect. So I'm in there. I like the shakeout idea. All right, cool. Yeah, so the risk on this was like a little under 300. And then this is basically the idea that the market, lures in sellers into here after it shakes out liquidity. So the only difference, honestly, would be if we actually got the shakeout right away. So you know how it cleared liquidity, came back up, moved sideways, dropped, and then ripped. So that's the only difference, is like if this already happened. But this goes deeper into the pullback. It still holds up for some time before it comes back down and goes again. So what is more of an incentive? There's an imbalance here. Play out of structure, whether it's play out of the London lows or play out of here. Either way, not risking a whole bunch. Half our risk here. This is worth the it's worth the risk, in my opinion. All right, so we've seen this slow down a little bit. It's just easing its way in. Now remember, since I am on these Tradetopia instant accounts, if both of these trades go well, there is a chance that I'm out of the market before they hit their exits because of the target for the day. So we'll see. Obviously, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but we'll find out. All right, so a little bit of drawdown here. Cool. NQ pushing further down. Cool. So hopefully that makes sense why I went with less risk with oil than I typically would. It looked good, but not great. Had we just established stronger demand for longer, cool, I would have taken a full risk, but not necessarily the case quite yet. Okay, now from here, all right, we went over oil. Let's see what else we got. Zooming out, I think same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin can drop even lower from where we traded yesterday. So I think that could keep driving NQ further down. Right now we're seeing NQ doing the work. Let's go. And YM really slow. Really, really, really slow to drop. The longer it takes Dow to drop, the more aggressive NQ probably gets. So I think this is setting up so that NQ can actually drop deeper and deeper into this range. Probably see a little bounce out of here. Maybe another little bounce out of there too. Alt's holding up all right. Dog. Let's go. Dog bouncing back. Let's go. All right, let's look at the peso here. I'm far away from this peso idea. Far, far away. Eventually. Okay. I mean, as far as like majors, metals, and all that jazz go, yeah, we're still going to keep waiting around here. The other setup we might have, guys, later today would be possible shorts with Australian. This is holding up really, really well. What's not holding up that well is oil. Oil right now looks like it wanted to get deeper into this. It broke these lows. So it broke these lows over here within this imbalance. Maybe this was it, into the imbalance in order for this to recover. This would have been a much better trade. But instead we got oil there and then NASDAQ. Keep it going. Keep bleeding out. This is what we want. Oh, yeah. What are your targets, guys? Are you going to take your money once NASDAQ by itself takes out London lows? Are you going to ride it further down into yesterday's price action? Or, did the market is this already efficient enough down here for where you maybe don't want to, work it all the way down to here, keep holding this? I'm seeing how slow Dow is to work its way further down. So, yeah, I'm more incentivized to keep holding this. But yeah, I think we have at least another 30 points to drop. All right, what's up? Let me check the chat here real quick. Was late to the party, so just cheering on, y'all. Just passed another 50K. Let's go, Corey. Let's go. Congrats, man. 50K. Futures? Mike, remember my post yesterday? I took a sell on my resistance on. Fire. Nice. You waited. You let it come to you. That's what I'm talking about, Toby. We're in the cells with you, man. Hey, if the plan is fixed RR, follow that plan. No deviation. All right. No deviation. Hold it down. Congratulations, Corey, for real, man. How many counts have you passed now since you joined the syndicate? You're like 3 or 4 at this point now. Good stuff, man. Let's go. Boy, going crazy. You won it by $5. Nice. 3 fundeds. Congrats, bro. All right. Meanwhile, oil fighting for its life on that trade. Let's see. I only have about, I think, 11 more ticks on that one. Let's see here. This one might not survive. And Q holding it down, though. Let's see. Oil not looking to turn around anytime soon. We shall see. It could. It could. I'm not saying it can't. All right. Awesome. Let's see, who do I got with me here today? Thanks, brother. Literally wouldn't be here without you. I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. Oil fighting for its life. Hopefully it wants to survive. If it has survival tactics. Okay. So what's good is now trade management wise, right? For the sake of how far we've seen the market come, I'm gonna tighten this trade up a bit. I do want to be able to, let's say worst case scenario, the market comes back and it wants to trade over here. I want to be able to take some profits home. So I am gonna tighten this substantially now. This trade is going to go into profit. Worst case scenario, cool, I give back a decent amount, but I would rather have take something than get nothing out of this trade. So let's just say, yeah, worst case, it turns all the way back. Right now, we saw a big push up here about 20 minutes after PPI. So, yeah, I would rather get some profits even if it comes all the way back, which I just don't know, right? Okay, while that's doing that, we have oil starting to bounce back a tiny bit, nothing crazy. Okay. Dow starting to go bearish. Keep going. We have New York open in 18 minutes, so we'll start to, the fun will really begin then. Okay, oil, you can bounce back. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Run it up. Okay. In the meantime, let's do an overview here of yeah, so right now, yesterday we had a really good run with Webull, pumped up almost 5%. Lucid also starting to recover a bit after dumping tremendously. So it did give us a little bounce, but not really enough. So what I'm going to do with Lucid, I'm going to trade this up into some of this imbalance, catch maybe 20-30%, and then get out. So I'll walk you guys through that when that starts to happen. So yeah, I would rather kind of reposition myself later on. Chipotle positions, moving sideways. That's all good. I'm cool. I'm just holding that for as long as we need to. Willing to let that thing rip. Let's see what else we had yesterday. Coinbase had a nice jump. Got to go like little nice 6.5% yesterday. All right, so not really much I want to look at there. What's recovering right now pretty well is so Caspa, for those of you that are interested in that technology, doing great. Dog holding it down, even though Bitcoin is slightly pulling back. Dog doing its thing. And then Ski is going to be one of those as well that once we get back up into entry, maybe even a bit of profits, maybe take a 10-20% and then call it a day there too. So just so we can restructure, reorganize, and then go from there. Now, giving you a feedback on oil. Oil starting to bounce back here. Actually had gotten right to our entry. Let me see here. Like right to the entry. So Fill the imbalance, bouncing back. Okay, this is good. We like to see this. This is what we like. So you see how aggressively we drop down? Honestly, New York Open might give it the same effect. So we might see it like kind of hyperbolic reversal that like kind of mirrors it, but on the other way around. Nice. I'm sure some of you were clenching when oil started dropping. And I want to talk about that a little bit actually. Because the more frequently you're mindful of how your body, your emotions, your feelings start to adapt based on the drawdown, it actually really shows you whether you were fully prepared for it or not. So you took the trade, right? And when you took the trade, and you go, oh, here's my risk, right? Like, oh yeah, this is my risk. But then when you're in it, that's when you actually know, oh yeah, no, I was committed to that risk. I have a good relationship with the money that I would lose if this trade doesn't go my way. So I want, like, one of the best practices you can do is, and if you truly respect either your system, your risk profile, or if you have a good relationship with losing overall, it's going to be with when you're in drawdown, especially the closer you get to losing, what is that like for you physiologically and emotionally? Because when this is, for example, and you guys are watching me trade, right? You guys, the camera's on, you guys can see. I'm basically completely unbothered whether the market's at entry, whether it's at a 75% drawdown with that of the R that we went with. Doesn't really matter because I'm very much at peace with the risk. I understand and I'm hilariously committed to the principles of risk reward, of probabilities. I've also seen my stop get hit so many times, but in a way where it's protective, right? Yeah, of course, sometimes it gets in the way. Whatever. It happens to the best of us. But you get the point. And that's some of the things that we put into practice on our syndicate sessions. And when we're doing the feedback sessions live, it's that. It's, okay, well, when this was happening, what triggered these experiences? And we do over 150 throughout the year program. And it's just where you can start to truly understand your relationship with losing. And if you're actually thinking beyond, sometimes we overly commit to the outcome of one trade as if it's got to be the trade of all trades. So, yeah, we have 12 minutes, guys, till New York Open. Oil picking up now. Okay, cool. A little bit of profits, not a big deal. Now the question becomes, okay, when is it the right time to adjust your stop? So when do I adjust my stop? When I'm looking at a shakeout setup with in this example, oil. So here we saw the market rebalance. We saw it clear these lows. Now on the very, very small time frame, we're starting to trade above here. And typically, once we've filled an imbalance, at this point, I don't really see what the market would really need to do back down here anymore. I don't really know what the intention would be if this would, why would the market come back down again? We already traded all the way down to here, filled this imbalance, played out of this previous drop. So at this point, moving my stop to here, to me, it makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to actually tighten up my stop a bit more, eliminate further risk from this. And then now, as you can see, if I do lose, I'm losing maybe 200 max or something like that, which is cool. Not much at all. Okay. Meanwhile, we're in NQ as well. And let's take a look at NASDAQ here. Here's the 15. Here's so just so we can get a clean outlook. We saw the market consolidating, clears liquidity here, more squeezing. During the Asian session, right, we saw one more spike above before it continued to drop. Liquidity was built up, and then with pre-PPI sweeps of tons of liquidity, the market immediately drops down. And then when the market does that, we see the sweep of liquidity. It dropped. This created the break and retest liquidity as well. Came up to here. Here's where we got our short. And then now this is where we're trading at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, the idea looks good. The only thing that I could see happen, which is kind of annoying, we might see New York Open just spike up to play into this imbalance and then make the drop. So the question is, if that's the case, I would rather have my stop here right now because we're already in this, take some profit, have a better trade over here with the stop up there. So this is kind of what I'm more interested in. And we can even set it up now. So for example, let's say we wanted an idea like over here. All right, my bad. Here we go. I have to go this way. So, and Q. We got this going on over here. So yeah, that's all set in stone. Great. But let's say we wanted to trade. We just like, oh, well, but what if the market comes back up here? Okay. Then we could have, let's say we take the trade like over here. And this is just so we can calculate our risk effectively. So sell limit, got it. Stop loss above the high here. Cool with that. Here, let's see, I'm down to take like a $500 risk on this one. That's not $500. And then TP, whatever, as far as we want. This doesn't really matter right now. More than anything, right, I wanted to see what's the contracts that we're working with here, right? So about 10 contracts. Stop is about 30 points, give or take. 25? 24. Okay. 24. So yeah, that's what that would look like. All right. So 10 contracts. Worst case scenario. What price did I have that at? 24,935. New York Open in 7 minutes, guys. So if New York Open decides to play games, then we're ready for the next idea over there. All right, oil, about 8 points in profit, nothing too crazy. NQ building up actually more and more liquidity over here. Look at this. This is just building up. Tons of retail buyers in here. And then you have Dow just squeezing. So I would love if the markets want to be super nice and not go spike us out and just bleed out, you know, just melt away. We're already up. We're already in this thing. It is what it is. Let's do this here. Here's so you guys can see both the trades that are active. 5 minutes out. While we're waiting for that, let's pull up. Let's pull up the newsletter that I dropped yesterday. In case you guys didn't see it, I think this is a good time while we're patiently waiting over here. So, all right, I'll just read this out loud to you guys. Your standards are keeping you broke. Your results will always match your standards, not your goals. So, are you adapting to the pain fast enough? So let me elaborate on that. I've been running a lot more lately, and now thanks to Mondo, I want to do one of those high rocks competitions. Those look sick. But anyways, I'm running more lately, and not because I love it, but because I want to feel better, look better, push the capacity of myself. But because I needed to push myself, right? Especially outside of trading. I'll tell you what, guys, like, you definitely need to have things outside of this. This is an obsession on its own, 100%. If you're going to get good at trading, like, more than likely it's a new skill. You obsess, you go crazy over it, and then good things can happen. But you want to have an outlet, whether multiple, So anyways, outside of lifting, I've been running. And here's what I noticed, right? The first mile always sucks. It's always trash. Especially like if you're warming up. So there's just like, you go from sitting on your ass watching candles print to like, going full throttle, just absolutely going ham. So, lungs just feel heavy, lungs burn, legs feel heavy, and your brain's just like, why are we doing this, bro? But if we keep going, something shifts, right? The pain doesn't really go away entirely, but the body just adapts to it, right? The body adjusts, the breathing starts to relax. And then, a couple miles in, you're just in motion. Like, you're already getting momentum. And then, if you're anything like me, or I think all runners, it's like, well, okay, can I push it a little faster? Can I get this done faster? And, it's going to require more effort, more energy. And then the pain comes back. So more effort, a bit more, strain. And what does the body do? The body has to adapt again, has to get familiar with it. It gets comfortable with it. And from there, all right, hold up, guys. What do we got? Gold alert? Okay. Oil, NQ going even further. We're sitting at a nice, about a 2.5 R. So it's looking smooth. Dow's going up. That's crazy. NQ's going down. All right. Are these going to get back on the same page, or what's up here? All right, right now we're about a 2R. Interesting. Maybe sweep a few more before it makes its next move here. But all right, I'm gonna get another minute or two, right? So anyways, your body has to adapt, and then once it does, you are running faster than you ever thought you could. Trading works the same way. So most traders get caught, they get stagnant because they're silently slipping into their comfort zone. So they wake up 2 minutes before market opens, you roll over, you have your phone or your computer, and you're just like barely conscious trying to make decisions in which you're risking your money, right? From there, you skip journaling. I already know what I'm doing. You trade high risk because you're like, I should be making more money by now, so like it's fine, I deserve this. And then you're wondering why your results plateau because you're not doing anything at a high capacity. So the reality is this, guys, right? Growth doesn't come from comfort. It happens only exactly when you've been doing it doesn't happen doing the exact thing you've been doing for months, for years. So there has to be some sort of stretch into the unknown. And if you're comfortable, you're not growing. You're at best maintaining. And that's fine. If you already met your goals, your standards, cool, you're living the life you want to live, great. And keep doing that. But if you're still in the pursuit of it, then yeah, comfort's going to be your enemy. It's the hurdle because traders assume they already have enough momentum to get the job done. And the traders And here we go. All right, hold on, guys. New York Open. So let's let this thing unfold now. We can get back to that later. All right, NQ pushing down. We saw Dow exploding. So Dow just took out New York highs. Okay, perfect. Now that it's swept that liquidity, that might be what helps push everything further down. And Q beautifully pushing bearish. All right. About to crack these London lows that I know for many is going to act as your exit strategy. Some of you may be already hitting take profit. Let me know in the chat. Now that Dow has taken out these highs, I do want to see at least the fill of this imbalance or something. But these are definitely moving in opposite directions to one another. Oh, and just like that, London NQ has swept London lows. Wow, this is what I was saying earlier. Fuck. NQ, so that was my thought. Is NQ going to clear London lows? And this alert came late. It didn't hit when it was supposed to. And then from there, just be done with it. Look at that. It just cleared it. And then now the question is, are we going to see Dow turn things around and then everything keeps pushing lower? Or was that it? And NQ's done and it's a wrap. So here's where we're at right now. Here's the volatility we're seeing. What would you prefer to do? You insure some profits or you wait a little bit longer? Now, if we zoom out with Dow, you can see that Dow is about to tap into this previous push to the upside where it swept the highs and then is pushing. So Dow could end up, eating this all back down and pushing way lower. So London liquidity is still set. That's established. Great. The big decision really is, are you willing to hold NASDAQ lower since it's like Dow is pumping and Q is barely moving to the upside? So by the time Dow is exhausted, will then NQ start to bleed out. And we see the next extension to the downside. That's kind of what I'm betting on right now. And this is holding down pretty well. So we'll see. Look at this. We're seeing it all the way over here. I'm not looking to short Dow because it's already been so bullish, but it's cleared tons of money. My thought is if this thing runs out of steam and then it starts to push down, NQ is going to drop with it very nicely, like it's doing so right now. So I'm going to hold this a little bit longer. Stops are in place already as well. In profit. All right. Let me look at the chat and see. I'm assuming some of you guys already took profit. Never finished. Yo, Mike, do I have to give my phone number for syndicate call or can we plan it other ways? Yeah, we can plan it other ways. Shoot me a DM on school if you want. I love this newsletter. A hit on a different type of frequency. Hell yeah, man. Gold buys. I think I talked about that earlier. I can go back to it in a bit. Yeah, shoot me a message on there, Toby, or whatever, wherever you're on, and we can chop it up. TP? Nice, man. Hell yeah. Oil still active or no? Yeah, I'm still oil. That's right here on the right. It's still in there. The question is NQ going to keep pushing lower? Do you know the times for London, New York Open, and close for Phoenix, Arizona? Yeah, New York Open, well, it depends because you guys don't really change time zones. So right now, I believe Arizona's in Mountain Time. So New York Open's at 7:30, which was like 5 minutes ago. And then London, I think, is at 1 o'clock for you guys. If Nas comes back, are you taking the short, or depends if the short's demand below London? I think we've seen enough demand already for it to go down. Yeah. Took profit at London lows. Nice. Good for you. Good for you. I love that. That's what I wanted to do. I'm okay with holding at this point because now we're at this area where I think we're gonna get Dow to short from here. And if now we see Dow start to drop, I think we're gonna see NQ start to really bleed out. So let's hope that we can get a little mitigation action here with Dow. I'm not going to sell YM. I'm good with holding my NQ sell. But I could see us start to short from here, and then that would have that ripple effect over here. You can take this lower. With oil, I tightened up my stop already. So we did the initial liquidity capture, and obviously the market ate that up. The second move here is whether that's all it is, that we already got enough liquidity and the market wants to push down. So let's see if that's going to be the case. Otherwise, you guys are going to witness me giving back a ton of money. Oh, the sell? Yeah, I still like the sell on oil. For sure. All right, so we're seeing this Dow drop a little bit. Just this little bit is already pushing NQ further down. So if this does go the way I'm forecasting it going, then we would break below this order block and would push below 24,760. And just so you guys can see, look at this imbalance right now. Where Dow could get to. Conservatively, I would imagine Dow gets back to these New York highs over here, trading back down towards 46,650. That's another basically 120 point drop. 200, hold on. 180 point drop from here. So if we do get to see some of this pull back down, this could obviously have a pretty aggressive move here. Right now, NQ is in squeezing mode. So this is lured. This is just more money coming in on both sides. Sellers, buyers, both ends here. With a lot more incentive for this to go this way. That's why I'm betting on it to drop. MQ is US 100. MNQ. There's an N in there. So the M here is for the micro contracts. And then this is NASDAQ. This is the ticker for futures. Okay, oil pulling back in here again. It's not really pumping with tons of momentum. So this might end up being a tiny loss, like a 0.25 hour loss, which is fine. I'm detached to whatever goes down there. I know someone, I think Vaughn, you were asking about gold, right? Did you drop the gold chart somewhere by any chance? Where is that chart? So I know I mentioned how this could be a setup nice little sweep of liquidity, but this didn't really create enough bullish demand, in my opinion. We came up and down really fast, so I don't love this for buys. I think it's whatever. This is not something we're gonna take. Didn't get enough structure. All right, so there goes NQ, still pushing down. And then I'm imagining Dow is barely going lower, but it is going lower. Now that this is breaking below like this, I'm going to move my stops to here. So I'm going to, worst case, take a pretty decent amount home now. That's if this doesn't... Here we go. I might hit my max profit for the day, though. I think we're like $300 away. Yeah, so we're about, just under $200 away from the max profit for the account. So you guys, if you see this like out of nowhere just close out, that's why. I have it set up so it's 1800 max on the day for the consistency target. And then let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit here. So right now that we played after we cleared the London lows here, when we cleared this liquidity, we traded right out of this order block right here. So I would imagine that the market's going to want to push this at least to break this low, because people would use this as a stop. So pushing further down, breaking below here would be the idea. Only about $200 away from the max on the day. So yeah, it would actually happen before price even gets here. If price gets here, obviously we don't ever know anything. Meanwhile, okay, Dow pushing lower. Perfect. This is what we want to see here. And then no? I swear I saw it print 1800 for a second. All right, $20 away from the max on the day. All right, that should be it. Oh, it's because I have drawdown on oil. So I'm up 1800 on this one. But oil is also dropping, so it's not getting me out. That's funny. All right, so we're almost at this. If this hits here, then I'm going to manually close NQ. Oh, just kidding. I hit the 1800. All right, so we're done, guys. TP smacked on this idea. That was 9K on the Tradetopia accounts. Let's see if I can show you guys this here. Can I move this over? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know where that thing went. Whatever. You guys saw. So cool. NQ, TP hit. We stayed in this trade for a lot longer, right? We ended up locking in about 200 points on NASDAQ after all is said and done. And then oil still technically active on the original idea. Just holding on there. And this is where I would have taken profit. So now that Dow has played out of this structure, NASDAQ is, cleared out this order block as well. I think we can go lower, sure. But, that was like a 4R that it just hit. Maybe a little more. All right, so let's see here. Let's see if I can pull something up here. All right, so here we go. So just for, proof of what we're doing here for the sake of transparency. Where is this thing? All right, there we go. Here are the accounts, and then that's the max on the day. So good stuff. Okay, so let's go back to here. Right, this is the red chart. Beautiful. Okay, so obviously we had a huge crash. That was very useful to this drop here. Is anyone still holding this? And then oil would have taking a 0.25 RL on this one. We got the bounce, so we tightened the stop. And it was already a half-hour trade in the first place. So worst case, that's what happened. Best case here, as you guys can see, we took NQ to here. So our take profit on NQ ended up being a little bit under, I think like a 3.75 R. Yeah. From where I got in, I think you guys got in a little higher than me. So it actually should be better for you. So, yep, that's 9K for the day on that. And then I'm still holding on. Actually, no, now I'm out on here. Currently in Dow. Oh, nice. You are a good teacher, man. I learned through you. Awesome. Thanks for showing up. It might be AI. I need you to send me all of the 9K so I can make sure it's not AI. You're funny. It's for science, for sure. You'll DoorDash me tacos? Sick. Well, Taco Tuesday went well. I think today, when it wasn't even tacos, we went beyond burritos. Enchiladas para toda la familia. So, all right. I'm cool here. This is kind of where I wanted to see it exit, so I'm out of NQ completely. Dow has a lot more to go. So for buys, the buy scenario, if you're looking to still trade after that trade, we have the sweep here, and then you see the move over there. So I think we could get a mitigation out of this, especially because we already had a good amount of structure throughout all of this. So you either have a play out of here and then maybe even another short later. But this for sure, obviously the intention, and you guys could have even sold Dow if you wanted to. I didn't need to since I was already in NQ. But both ideas would have played out. This setup, if you're holding Dow, if you shorted up here, you needed about an 80-point stop, but this is already almost 400 points down. So you're sitting on like 5R just about with Dow if you're still holding this. The London low is definitely where I would look for exits, and then entries, we could see something around here. Didn't even notice YM. 1 to 4 on Dow. Nice, Larry. Good stuff. Yo, let me know in the chat, guys. Who got paid today? Who got paid today? We had NQ shorts. We hit max target for consistency purposes. We had oil go minus 0.25 R. And then we had Dow here short. And then the London liquidity here is the target. So just about a 5R soon. I didn't take this though because I didn't want to double down my risk on indices. The other idea, if you got here later in the session, is that it? That's a wrap. Dow, done. Just made a post taking profits with Dow on school. Nice. What's up, Dripco? Yeah, let me see him. Let me see the post. Well, this is when it was running in profit. NQ, I forgot to post this. NQ. Take profit here. Here's YM. I guess we'll share them all. YM. TP. The idea. I didn't take this trade. And then let's look at NQ, TP. This one could have helped. Could have held this one even longer. Let's see. We traded through here at. Yeah, this is the beauty of if you were here for PPI, if you were here on time, like early enough, this was the beauty of this one. Now here's the thing. All right, let me address this as well. If you didn't take anything, you missed out on something, don't force it, guys. Right? Don't force don't get in because you want to get in. Get in because there's a setup. Like right now, it's up the London lows and now it's ripping, right? I wouldn't chase this yet. I would wait for this to come back down. Maybe this might end up becoming a different setup or something. We're seeing everything else bleed out. Maybe it's a shakeout setup later, but let it give it time, right? Let the market show you. Don't feel like, I need to get into the market now. Let me go and trade. That's the last thing you want to do. Right? Don't give the market your money because you feel like you're owed something. Just because you either it didn't fit your market conditions earlier. Like, don't be a victim of what could have been. Right? Don't give anything back because of that. So just it's whatever. Like, don't even think about it. Go do something else. Come back to it later. All right, let's finish this newsletter because this is what we were talking about before all the profits went. It's Isaiah. What's up, Isaiah? Let's see. Again, Corey, good job, man. Yeah, let's give Corey some love on this post. Just got funded again. Boy going crazy. Dow shorts from the stream. Look at that. Absolutely sniped it. Pay yourself, brother, for sure. Take some withdrawals. Oh, Luis, you got your merch? Let's go. Yeah. That's just the camera, right? It should not look like that. I think that's the blur from the camera. If it does, let me know. But yeah, let me know how comfortable it is. And oh yeah, you got a custom message on yours too. Sick. I love it, man. Looks fire. Yeah, these hoodies are clean. I'm over wearing mine for sure right now. I'm wearing my hoodie too much. Way too much. All right, cool. Let me just make sure. Let's see if anyone dropped any setups in here. Yeah, everyone's merch should be coming in today, if not yesterday. So let us know if you guys, when you're getting it, tag us online for sure. And then what I want to talk about right now that I've helped you guys make money. All right, now that I've helped you make some money. Let's wrap up this newsletter here. And then I got one more thing for you at the end, a special for you guys. So today, when I wrote this, and I was talking about the comfort trap, right? The traders who break through aren't the ones who avoid the discomfort. They're the ones who seek it out. You adapt to it and you raise your standards because of it. So that's a big thing for me. It's can I continuously raise my standard for the sake of who I want to become? It's not a metric from the outside in. It's not anything about that. It's all about this is where I know I could be if it's just possible. Like, all right, whether it's physically, whether it's mental discipline, execution, trading, all that good stuff. But a certain standard that you keep, it's like, this is who I tell myself I need to be. Because it's not even because it's just tangible, but because it's what you expect out of yourself. Because like, all right, theoretically, this is the highest quality version of me. So your standards, right, are the invisible line that defines what you're willing to accept from yourself. They dictate how you show up, how you execute, and ultimately what results you get. So if your standard is, I'll follow my plan when I can. I'll try to follow my plan. Then that's just all you're going to get. If your standard is, I'll follow my stops unless, and then you insert whatever rationalization, then that's it. You're going to keep moving your stops. You're going to keep rationalizing why you do what you do. If your standard is, I'll trade seriously once I have a bit more capital, then you're never going to trade seriously. It's like, you're going to just keep playing around because it's just not real enough for you, which is your own decisions. So your results will always match your standards. Not your goals, not your wishes, your standards. So if you want better results, you have to raise your standards. And raising your standards means getting uncomfortable. It might mean changing your environment completely. That's the level you keep for yourself. And this comes with a pain. Like, there is pain for growth too. There's pain for stagnancy. There's pain for growth, and they're different types of growth. So most, I'd say, don't realize that the pain you feel when you're growing is different from the pain you feel when you're failing and you're staying the same. When you're failing, the pain is a bit more chaotic. It's a bit more disheartening. It's frustrating. I think there's more regret and shame, and when you're just not really doing what you know you should be doing. And it's the pain of knowing you're not doing what you said you'd do. When you're growing, the pain is, I think, more precise. So it's discomforting, but it's the feeling of pushing past your current limits. And it's satisfying pain, and it's a gratifying pain. It's the ache of doing something you've never done before. And they both hurt, but one leads somewhere worthwhile. So to go back to my original example, when I started running faster and pushing it more, it hurts, but it was a productive hurt. It was the adapting, right? It was the capacity expanding. So when you start trading your system exactly how you're supposed to, it's going to hurt. You're going to feel the urge to break your rules. You're going to see the market go and tackle on your stop, and it's going to go tackle it on. And it's a temporary pain, but like, all right, well, this was kind of part of it. The alternative could be worse. You move it, and then all of a sudden it just keeps going against you, and then you just commit to like, well, it has to come back, right? So yeah, you're gonna feel discomfort when you're sitting through drawdowns, when you're gonna feel the ache of letting winners run, when every instinct, like right now, right, when we saw NQ just drop, a part of me was like, well, okay, well, you could take your profit. It took out the London low. Well, what if it turns around? A part of me was like, I could just get out and take the 800, 900. But my system was showing me like, hey, this can go further for technical purposes, not because I want money, but because like everything I was showing you guys, right? So that's the pain of growth. Like, you will see your stop get hit, and then your trade runs straight to your target. Pain of growth. And if you can adapt to it, you'll break through to the next level. So here's a question I have. Here's the question I asked in a recent session with the syndicate. Are you able to adapt to the pain faster so you can get feedback faster and get better faster? Think about it. The faster you adapt to discomfort, this is like failing fast. The faster you can execute at a higher level, the faster you execute at a higher level, the faster you get feedback. The faster you get feedback, the faster you improve. The faster you improve, the faster the success that you want finds your present reality. So most traders, they're avoiding the pain. They stay comfortable where they don't have to face their weaknesses, but that means they're also avoiding the feedback that would make them better. So if you can learn to adapt to discomfort quickly, you compress the timeline. So how do you raise your standards? One, you identify where you're settling. So where are I'm doing this good enough, right? I'm instead of demanding excellence. Is it in your entries? Is it in your exit? Is it in your risk? Is it in the FOMO? Is it in the trade management? Is it in the preparation? So be honest, like, where are you coasting right now? And then set a new baseline. So number one, identify where you're settling. Number two, set a new baseline. Decide what the new standard is. Not what you hope to do, but what will you do? Every trade, every session, no exceptions. Number 3, embrace the discomfort. When you raise your standards, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to want to go back to the old ways, but don't, right? Sit with the discomfort, adapt to it. Like, just like almost in the awareness, like, I am uncomfortable right now. I hate this, sucks. I'd prefer to get my vengeance and do this, but instead I'm just going to fucking sit here and I'm going to just do what I got to do. The NQ balance right now is insane. Is it? Oh, it is. Yeah. Anyone catch it? Sheesh. So, all right. Number 1, identify where you're settling. Number 2, set a new baseline. Number 3, embrace the discomfort. Number 4, track your consistency. Don't just track your P&L. Track how you consistently meet your new standard. Did you execute perfectly today? That's a win, even if you lost money. But did you do the thing that you were avoiding before, that you were getting wrong before? Are you now not making mistakes, but winning or losing the way you're supposed to? And then number 5, iterate and elevate. So once you've adapted to the new standard, raise it again. This is how you build momentum. This is how you go from surviving to thriving. So the traders who win aren't always the most talented. They're not the ones with the best setups or sometimes even the biggest accounts. They're the ones who are willing to continuously raise their standard and adapt to the discomfort that comes with it. So pain shouldn't be avoided anymore, right? You got to move through it faster than everybody else. There's no more, this is good enough. You have to demand more for yourself. A comfort zone is forever fleeting now. It's a constant push towards the space just beyond it. That's where the growth is. So you have a choice right now, guys. You can stay where you are. You can keep doing what you're doing. Stay comfortable. And you'll get the same results you've always gotten. Or you can raise your standards, embrace the discomfort, adapt to the pain, and break through to that next level. And the market doesn't really care which one you choose, but I bet your future self does. So final questions I have for you is, what's one standard you've been settling on? What would it look like to raise it if you started today? The discomfort you feel when you raise it, that's not a sign you're doing it wrong. It's a sign you're doing it right. So with that being said, guys, hopefully that you felt that. All right. Hopefully you hit differently in a way where you're able to process, like, where am I really settling, or do I need something extra to just understand that there's levels, right? And so the good thing too is, if you want to raise your standard and you want to have that community that's done the same thing, then my suggestion would be to join the syndicate, guys. Like, that's 100% my suggestion. And you know what? We made it even easier for you because we're doing a Black Friday sale. So look, I know a lot of you have passed challenges before. Maybe you're sitting on one right now. But here's the thing, like, if you're just passing, getting funded, breaking your rules, blowing it, and starting over, it's not because you can't trade. It's just like you just don't know how to keep it. The standards that you haven't raised them enough. And in my opinion, changing a new environment, getting constant feedback is how to do it. So what we do in the syndicate, guys, is we're going to fix your system. We're going to fix your psychology. And we're obviously going to create a payout strategy. And because I only want to work with traders who are actually executing, what we're doing right now with this Black Friday sale is something we've never done before, ever. So I don't get fully paid until you get your payouts. It's that simple. So that means if you don't make money, I don't make any money, right? I don't get fully paid unless you do. So for Black Friday, we're opening up 10 spots. This is going to close on Monday, December 1st. And then it's locked in for the year. So if you're done, or no, it's the right after that, the Monday after that, December 8th. So if you're done recycling challenges and you're ready to build a real funded trading career, your own live accounts, build assets, have access to time freedom, let me know. So 50%, guys, 50% of the syndicate, you'll only ever have to pay through payouts. And I'll work with you until we get it done. It's that simple. So that's my recommendation for me, my goal for everybody here is to keep leveling up as much as possible by being around the right energy. So book the call. I just dropped the link in the chat. You guys will get access to, you'll see these details again in the school community, in the email, but book it. Book the call. Don't want to go into 2026 the same way. And honestly, I love this because you're paying at a profit. You're paying at a profit. Like, come on now. That's how convicted I am that what we do works, is that I know I'm going to get you paid. As long as you do the right work. I'll be very clear. It does require you showing up, doing the work, being consistent, having a certain standard for yourself as much as I have standards for myself. But doing that, it's right there. So run it up. Can I explain it in Spanish? Es un programa de un año. Y hacemos más de 150 entrenamientos, más de 150 sesiones de psicología y juntas interactivas. Pero esto es en inglés. El programa todo es en inglés. Entonces, si solo entiendes español y te cuesta el inglés, no creo que te va a beneficiar igual. Ahora, obviamente, bienvenido. Pero este programa también, solo el 50% del programa se paga después con retiros. Esa es la oferta ahorita. En vez de pagarlo todo como normal, 50% de esto se paga solo de tus retiros, porque estoy a ese nivel de confianza que tenemos un programa súper brutal. So, anyways, yeah, tap in for sure. If you don't join now, you might need to visit the doctor. That's hilarious. Yeah, obviously you guys can tell there's some syndicate members in here. Tough day for me today. Missed all the dubs. Took the oil L. One of those things. My growth has been in the fact that it's not bothering me anymore. I love that, Brandon. I love that. Love the newsletter. Thank you guys. So run it up. If you haven't, run it up. Oh, so yeah. So it's 2K off. I don't know if I said that. It's 2K off, and it's that. So guys, if you haven't, check it out. It's Black Friday, baby. This is what we're here to do. Go crazy. Run the play. So book your call. Go learn more about it. Just by booking the call, we'll still give you some structure so you're able to go get better, even if you don't decide to do this with us, which would be crazy. But book the call. You'll get some optimization stuff, and then you'll know that this is for you. I'm just that convicted in it. We just had last week over 80,000 payouts in the Tradetopia community. So yeah, I'm pretty confident. Anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your session. Keep in mind that we just saw the markets get wild. So we'll stay in the loop with that. And yeah, you guys will be hearing from me over the course of the next few days. Today we do have syndicate session later, but for the rest of the community tomorrow, obviously we're here trading in the mornings, and then in the evening we'll have a stocks and crypto outlook in the community as well. Nancy's going to be hosting that. So appreciate you guys, and have an amazing rest of the day. If you took the massive wins we had today, then go ahead and share them in the community. And as always, stay disciplined and journal your trades. Take care, guys. There's more.